Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, I have some news about the January 6th suspect that the FBI has arrested for the January 6th pipe bombs. You guys may have heard about some of this already, but I have new details that just dropped today and why this is actually really bad news for MAGA. So, take a look here. As I said, this is not good for them because it was another MAGA man. So I'll explain how we know that in a minute. But as you all know, pipe bombs had been left outside the Democratic National Committee, Convention, no, yeah, Committee, and the Republican National Committee headquarters. So this was on the night of January 5th of 2021. Well, there was all kinds of speculation about who it might be, the motive. A lot of people, oh, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. I knew it was a guy. You could tell from the way the person walked that it was a man, but it did look like a small man. But anyway, video was released. It was circulated. There have been no leads for 5 years, or I guess people have called in tips and stuff. They were investigating, gathering stuff. Well, now the FBI has identified 30-year-old Brian Cole. He is a Virginia resident. Here he is here. Yesterday, news outlets had reported that Cole was tied to anarchist type ideologies. So, of course, MAGA media ran with that. They were like, oh, it's Antifa. It was the left. See, these people are crazy. They're so violent, blah, blah, blah. Well, what do you know? Turns out Cole was a Trump supporter. He actually fell for Donald Trump's 2020 election fraud fairy tale. Yeah. CNN reported this morning that during Cole's interrogation by the FBI, he told the agents that he believed the 2020 election was stolen. So I am beyond excited and happy that his arrest occurred during Trump's presidency, because if this had gone down during Biden's term, you know exactly what MAGA would be saying. They would have written this off as fake news. They would have said, well, see, Biden is setting this up. He's just making this up to make Trump supporters look bad. What's funny is, I don't know if you guys caught the press conference, but Trump officials were all out peacocking yesterday. Oh, this is just good old fashioned police work and blah, blah, blah. We just did some digging and this wasn't based on new information. We just, good old gumshoe police work. So I am loving the fact that MAGA is now forced into this terrible choice from their perspective. They either have to defend a black man, which you know how much they hate doing that, or they have to condemn one of their own. So here's what we know about this case so far and the charges and Cole. So reporter Carol Leonnig was on MS Now, which was, previously MSNBC, and she said the FBI had Cole's name this entire time. Apparently, they had thousands of names that they had gathered because just like they did with January 6th, what they did was they went back and they looked at all of the cell phone data. So they looked at what was pinging off of the cell phone towers in the area, and then they tried to narrow it down. So they recently cross-checked that cell phone data with specific types of purchases that were made. One in particular was a battery connector that was kind of unique from what Leonnig said. And they had other components that they were looking at that were used to build the bombs, because the bombs didn't explode, luckily. So they were able to dissect them, and they looked at all the components and what all went into them. So the FBI found, after gathering all of the purchase receipts, that Cole had purchased all of these items in the 2 years leading up to January 6th. Don't know why he was gathering this stuff early. I guess we'll find out, or allegedly gathering this stuff early. So they say that Cole allegedly kept purchasing items that could be used to make more bombs after January 6th. That's concerning. And then Cole's cell phone, they found allegedly, had connected to towers that were in the area of the RNC and DNC headquarters between approximately 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. on January 5th. So these are towers that they saw or that they knew were along the same route that the suspect traveled, because you guys might remember we had video of this person walking along on foot through DC on that night. Also, in the arrest affidavit, it says that Cole's license plate on his Nissan Sentra was captured passing by a plate reader that was located just a half a mile away, and that was at approximately 7:10 p.m. The other thing is that he fits the physical description of the suspect who was seen placing these backpacks that had the bombs in them, because Cole has a slim build. He is apparently 5'6" tall, and he wears glasses. Because based on the video evidence, investigators said that they thought the suspect was approximately 5'7". They said that that was within about an inch or so of how tall this person would be. So very unique, obviously, for a man to be only 5'7". And then the suspect also was seen in the video periodically adjusting their glasses as they were walking through DC. So, he wears glasses, as you could see in the picture that I shared of him. So what have we learned today, boys and girls? we have learned that when committing a crime, leave your cell phone at home, right? So it doesn't ping off of towers. Take public transportation or use a stolen vehicle, preferably. Don't wear identifying items like glasses, brand name shoes. That's another way they tracked him, allegedly. And, MAGA has been very educational for all of us. I mean, they've really taught us what not to do if we want to commit crimes, like don't live stream. Don't live stream and post your crimes on social media. Right? They taught us not to brag about our crimes online. Don't pre-plan your crimes online and in online spaces, even if it is a private chat. We learned that from all the January 6 cases. So anyway, as of now, Cole has been hit with 2 charges. So he has been hit with transporting an explosive device in interstate commerce with the intent to kill, injure, or intimidate any individual, or unlawfully to damage or destroy any building, vehicle, or other real or personal property. And that is all one crime. It's one statute. And then secondly, he was hit with attempted malicious destruction by means of fire and explosive materials. AG Pam Bondi said that they're considering additional charges, so we'll see if anything else comes of this, but just those 2 alone could put him in prison for up to 20 years. So here's the thing. This all proves 2 things. Anyone who sticks their neck out for Trump and falls for his lies is a complete imbecile who is destroying their own life. They're risking their own future. 2, right-wing podcasters are completely unserious tools who believe anything. Because I don't know if you guys heard, but MAGA, all of the MAGA podcasters recently had this meltdown. And then they started targeting a former U.S. Capitol police officer. It was a woman, not going to mention her name, but I think she still works in the government in some capacity, but she was a Capitol police officer at one point. And the reason that they had this meltdown is because MAGA a MAGA podcaster, or no, actually, I think it was the Blaze news outlet, and I use news loosely. They claimed that this former Capitol Police officer had been ID'd as the January 6th bomb suspect. Here's what they based it on, and you're going to laugh your asses off. They had a gate expert, G-A-I-T, not G-A-T-E, a gate expert review the footage, and they said that the suspect walked exactly like her. That's it. They defamed this woman, set the MAGA mob on her based on that. Nothing else, just the way she walks. I mean, they're just, they're morons. And, you know, they also claim for 5 years, oh, this was an inside job. This was a deep state plot. So yeah, right-wing YouTubers, right-wing podcasters are some of the most paranoid, delusional, and ignorant people in America who cannot be trusted. Anyway, all right, guys, that's all we know for now. I'm sure there will be more coming out, but yeah, you know, it was funny because Dan Bongino, I think it was on a show on, I think it was on Fox, and he just didn't have a lot of details to share. Wonder why. Wonder why. Anyway, all right. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.